said I couldn't eat any more okra because I was eating okra last week. Now I'm eating okra again. See, when I tape coming off a Sunday, then I stop at this fried okra place. Oh my goodness, that's put on my old shirt, my old clothes, and I say, then they asked me to tape these things, and I'm eating this okra and everything. Look, don't go anywhere. Don't go anywhere. I got a Christmas story I'm going to tell you. Not the kind you think you know. I'm going to tell you a story. I'll be right back. Once your understanding has been enlightened, then you will discover the life that is already in you. Have you ever heard a band with an offbeat drummer? Now, the rest of the instruments are fantastic, but you can't enjoy the song because the rhythm is offbeat. Now, we all know there's a rhythm to life: sex, sports, career, even getting the kids off to school in the morning. But sometimes we can lose that rhythm in our lives. Now, spirituality is that rhythm, that beat. And we know beats. We'll get you back playing in the band of life before you know it.
ALC, the Abundant Life Center. Go to myalc.org for more information.
I'm Ed Montgomery. Looking for more? All right. I think it's horrible to eat anything on the air. That's a no-no. That's a no-no. But this fried okra is hot. Can't y'all hear the crispiness of it? It's hot. I don't like okra. Because okra is slimy, and my great grandmama used to have okra. They have okra in the pan on the stove, and I couldn't stand okra. Ugh! But then I was passing this barbecue place, and they was frying this okra. And I said, I'll never forget my wife, who's gone on to see Jesus. Been 4 years now. She was eating it and she was crunching it. I said, give me one of them. She said, no, you don't like okra. I said, give me one of them. And so she gave me one of them, and I ate. And from that point on, I said, okay, I'll eat my vegetables if I can eat fried okra. So that's how I've been eating my vegetables. So some of you are going to comment and tell me that's not truly a vegetable. I mean, it's a vegetable, but eating it fried is not truly a vegetable. Listen, I told you I was going to tell you a Christmas story. Well, Christmas stories are hard to tell, at least for me now, because there's a reason I like Christmas because, well, you tell me, why do you like Christmas? Do you like Christmas? Christmas time. I like Christmas time. I like the tree. I like the smell of the pine. It smells good. I like the ornaments, the globes and everything. I don't see very many of them. You know, my eyesight is a little low. My vision is perfect, but my eyesight is low. So I don't get a chance to see those ornaments the way they should be or what colors they are. But just see those bulbs hanging on a tree. It's nice. I like seeing and hearing the movies. My kids grew up watching these Christmas shows and everything, so I think they still like them. And hearing, sleigh bells ringing. And I got a problem with one of the things about, what's that song? He knows when you are sleeping. He knows when you're awake. He knows if you've been bad or good. So be good for goodness sake. Oh, you better watch out. You better not cry. You better watch out. I'm telling you why. Santa Claus is coming. Now, Two-Town, I got a problem with that section because I'm asking, what does this big fat guy, why is he watching me when I sleep? He's watching me when I sleep. Girls, little boys. See, now you start saying, that kind of sounds gross. I don't. He knows when you are sleeping. He knows when you are awake. He knows if you've been bad or good, which means he's watching you all the time. So be good for goodness sake. You better watch out. You better not cry. I don't care what kind of emotions you are, just suck them up. You better not cry. You better watch out. I'm telling you why. Because Santa Claus is coming to town. Even Michael Jackson was telling us when he was here that Santa Claus was coming to town. And there are people who look at Santa Claus as if it's not SC, but JC, as if that's Jesus Christ. And here's how they see God. That's how they got it confused. You better watch out. You better not cry. You better watch out. I'm telling you why. God is watching you. God knows when you are sleeping. God knows when you are awake. Now I lay me down to sleep. I pray the Lord my soul to keep. If I should die before I wake up. These are some gory prayers and some gory songs. And as a little kid, you're growing up believing that this mythical man is watching every move you make. And in church, we used to have to be quiet and don't say any of this stuff because parents would say, don't do that because you'll ruin Christmas for my child. Well, your child is not watching this show, so let me ruin it for you. I think I'm going to title this, How Dr. Ed Ruins Christmas. Don't call me the Grinch that stole Christmas. Dr. Ed ruins Christmas. First of all, number one, December 25th is not the birthday of Christ, of Jesus, not Christ. Christ is God. God doesn't have a birth. Jesus, the birth of Jesus is not the 25th of December. Nobody knows when he was born. Number two, he is from Nazareth. He just happened to be in Bethlehem. His mom and daddy and them transported her to Bethlehem. As a matter of fact, it is believed she might have already had the baby by the time she got to Bethlehem. Number three, talk about the wise men. We see on the Christmas cards, we three kings of Orient are bearing gifts. We travel afar. It sounds like the kings were from the Orient or from China, Oriental China. We don't even use those words anymore. Or what they called Asia Minor. Just because it's Asia, it sounds like it's Asia, but at that particular time, Asia was Turkey. They had not even got to China or anything like that. The kings, they're believed, came from ancient Babylon, which is Iraq, Iran, and Africa. That's why they're dark. Some of them are dark. And they came from that part of the country. And they traveled on camels. They said camels. Now, you don't have three men dressed in this finery, these beautiful robes, plodding along on a camel. No, they were in a caravan which had more than three kings. There were more kings than that. Why? If you had three men traveling on a camel, them robbers would have beat their natural born behinds and took their money and robbed. They would have got mugged before they ever got to Jerusalem. So they had caravans and they had paid mercenaries because they were carrying what? Gold, frankincense, and myrrh. Precious garments, precious metals. And when they didn't carry a little box of gold and says, we came all the way from Asia. Took months to do that because they were what they call magi, or short for magi, M-A-G-I. That's what you call them, the magi. What does you think magi is short for? M-A-G-I, magicians, or M-A-G-I-C, magic. They were magicians. They were astronomers or astrology. Astronomers and astrology moved at the same time during that particular time. They watched the planets. They watched the sun. They watched the moon. They had merged spiritualism and the stars together, which of course all of that is brought together. And they saw a star which they believed was a sign in the heavens. It could have been a comet, it could have been anything. And so they got to Jesus. When they got to Jesus, Jesus had already been born. It took a long time for them to get there. When they got to Jesus, Jesus might have been about 3 or 4 years old. Jesus was pulling the stuff off the tablecloths and pulling the tablecloths and pulling the dishes down off the tables. And Mary was popping his hands. She wasn't saying, "Now, Jesus, we worship you. Hallelujah, Jesus, the baby Jesus." She whooped Jesus a little behind and said, "Don't you pull that stuff down no more." So by the time the wise men got there with all this money, it is believed that between the money that they had, the gold that they had, the frankincense that they had, and the myrrh, it was valued at maybe over 400, today's money, over $400 million. To this day, nobody knows where that money went, if it did happen that way. Anyway, Jesus was seen by the wise men. And so it says that God sent Jesus into Egypt. In other words, because the king was trying to kill kids, at that particular time, because they thought the kid was going to be the new king. So they sent Jesus to Africa. If Jesus went to Egypt, where is Egypt? Egypt is in Africa. They try to separate Egypt from Africa, but Egypt, you look at the map, is in Africa. Africa had great access to Egypt. So Jesus is in Egypt. Now, if you want to hide the Savior, if you want to hide Jesus, you don't send a light-skinned Jesus down into Africa. If you want to find him, they say, look for the light-skinned kid down there in the dark skin of Africa. Well, they weren't dark-skinned back then. Oh, yes, they were. They were darker. And so Jesus was dark enough, as well as Mary, which is why the Madonna, or the statue of Jesus in Poland, and Mary and her holding the sun, that's why she was called the Black Madonna. As a matter of fact, one of the popes said, "I'm going back to Poland to worship at the feet of the Black Madonna." Oh my God. See, black didn't mean black back then like black means today. Black is a different thing today. Black back there means that. You got folk nowadays, because they may be white or whatever, that have made black to be what they want black to be. That's a different world back then. But Jesus was a dark-skinned man, which is why when you look at the cream-colored Jesus on the Christmas card, which is why when they want to put the Bible back in the schools, they want to put a picture of Jesus in the Bible so that when the kids open it up in elementary, they see this cream-colored Jesus, blonde-haired, cream-colored Jesus. Tear the picture out. We don't want a picture of Jesus. There is no picture of Jesus. Nobody's ever seen Jesus enough to paint Jesus. Well, he should be painted black. He should not be painted at all. Jesus, he's now the Christ now. The physical Jesus is not here. The Christ, that's God in us, God in all of us. So therefore, I feel when I walk in the door, Christ has just walked in. But some of y'all know what I'm talking about. Some of y'all know exactly what I'm talking about. Community. That's how that worked. So Jesus came back, finally came back. What do you think Jesus did back down there in Africa? He learned about healing. He learned about different things. Jesus was a healer. He was more known as to be one who cast out spirits. This is what we learn. This is what the Christmas story was about. The Gospel of Mark doesn't even open with a Christmas story. John doesn't even open with the gospel does not even open with a Christmas story. John opens up that, it doesn't say in the beginning was the baby. It says in the beginning was the Word. John chapter 1 verse 14, and the Word became flesh and dwelt among us. We don't worship a baby. We don't worship a child. That's not what we worship. We worship the fact that Jesus Christ came into the world. Christ came into the world. Why? To become not for us to worship up there, but to become as us. Peace on earth and goodwill toward men. Listen to what you just said. Peace on earth and goodwill toward men. If you got goodwill toward men, who is that? It's men. It is human beings being human to other people, bringing goodwill to other people. What's in goodwill in my heart should be sent to your heart over there, not bombs. We got a lot to learn about this Bible, and we're going to be getting into it next week. The stories we tell, it's a bunch of cracked faith, and thank God that faith is cracked, because now it's time to build something a whole lot stronger. You get where I'm coming from. I'll see you later on. Have a Merry Christmas. I thought about, what am I thankful for? I'm thankful for, of course, the obvious, the food, clothing, shelter. But I'm also thankful for the ability to be able to take a breath. I'm thankful for being able to put one foot in front of the other. Thankful for the ability to laugh, to have people around me that I love and people around that love me. Actually, I'm thankful for some very simple things, but these are things that mean a lot to me. Tell me, during this holiday season, what are you thankful for? What has made an impact in your life? What has caused you to think? What has caused you moments to where you say, you know what? I feel so blessed by God. And whether we know it or not, we are blessed by God. However you sense God to be, God is much bigger than everything. God is greater than everything. But more than anything, God is within you. So every breath you take, remember how thankful you are to God during this holiday season. Regardless of what you have in your pocket, it's what you're blessed with. And that blessing is what we feel. Take a moment and show that gratitude. Help us to be able to remind people of this same gratitude all over the country, all over the world. Yes, we reach England. We reach South America. We reach all of the nation, all the states of the nation. Please make sure you do it. Take a moment. Look at your text to give, 713-742-2035. Look at the numbers on your screen. Or go right now to myalc.org. That's myalc.org. And make your holiday gift. Make your Thanksgiving gift. Make your Christmas gift. Make your holiday gift. Do it right now. Because while this season is available, let the warmth of your heart come through and let it fill not only your life, but the lives around you. God bless you, and we love you. Hey, don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Hit that subscribe button, smash it, crash it. Let us know you're there.